You are in a hotel on the edge of the universe. But you don't know that yet. There isn't a front door or a way to leave, but there is a window in place of where there one would normally be. You turn back and look out the window. There is the vastness of the void, empty and deprived of everything. But there is one thing that catches your eyes as your vision clears. That in front of you, there is the side of a building. 1 story high, gabled roofs, floating in the middle of space. You are confused to why you are here, first and foremost. And second, where are you? You continue to look at the side of this building. It looks like it bends, and you notice that it shoots off forever. You can't see the end, or perhaps what you are seeing is the end. You aren't quite sure. The room you are in has beige walls, white trims, an 8-foot ceiling with yellow light bulbs. There are a few plus chairs. There is a reception desk that simply says, Expansions Hotel in the Endless. You are not quite sure what, where, how that means anything to you, or the significance it might have, or will have, is yet to come of you. You don't particularly see a hallway or any doors in this room, but that is the least of your questions. Right now, a shadowy, galaxy-filled person appears from a door which wasn't in your vision before you blinked, but was there afterwards. The figure doesn't have any discerning features, no eyes, no nothing, just the vastness of the void. You say hello, and the void says hello back. Hello. Which is all kinds of strange to you because it uses your own voice and echoes back at you more than using its own words. You approach curious, hand scratching your face out of nervousness. You blink on purpose, trying to discern if anything else changes. The figure in front of you simply pulls out a notepad with a pen and doesn't say a word. You, on the other hand, say, Do I sign? Do I sign this? Check in? And it replies, Check in. Once again, using your own voice back at you. And for some reason, you are compelled to write your name on this paper. You see scripts that you are not familiar with. So many kinds of different languages are signed in this book. You flip open to the first page. The top line is empty. You fill it in, and then you see the whole signed book shift down one line, making a blank line where your name originally was. You look up, and in the motion of looking up, you blink. The notepad, reception desk, and even that mysterious figure itself is gone. But it is replaced by a hallway that doesn't seem to end. You look down in your hands. You have a plastic card that says Room 1 in quotation marks, and a paper ticket in your other that simply says Get to the End. You take a few steps forward, and as you do, you feel a slight stretching sensation wash over your body, but you can't place the direction of where it's coming from. You get to the first door. It has a card swipe. You swipe and step in. It is a simple room. Bed, cupboard, sink, kitchen. It's more like a studio apartment, more than just an ordinary hotel room. You close the door behind you, then you reopen it. Looking down the hallway, it seems you have moved. The room card now says 10. This is going to be weird to get used to. From behind you, in your room, a radio turns on.
Welcome to the hotel on the edge of the universe, stranger. And, well, for now, I hope you enjoy your stay.
You wake up from your first slumber in the hotel on the edge of the universe. You sit on the edge of the bed and stretch lightly. You stand and walk over to the sink, pull out a cup from the cupboard, and draw yourself a glass of water. As you finish drinking your cup of water, there is a knock at the door. And you think, wait, people knock? It goes on for infinity. What? You go to the door and answer it. Before you is a young adult human male, orange hair, freckles, wearing a strange outfit that you are not familiar with. But to others it is a simple button-up t-shirt with a red bow tie and dark red pants and dress shoes. What puts this man apart from other humans is that his eyes are pitch black with galaxies within it. He speaks with a gentle tone in an accent you are not familiar with.
Hello, welcome to the hotel. I am Benjamin Bellhop, but you can call me Benny Bell. I deliver mail, supplies if you order them. I also deliver the new people's package.
You reply, oh, okay, thank you. So what is this thing you say as he passes the package to you? You open it up, and with inside are 3 things. A cassette, a small pouch, and a silver bell.
So the first thing there is a small pouch within has a currency called pinch pennies. They will occur once per day. But within there's 10 to start off with. With you to buy things to procure services or things throughout the hotel with pinch pennies. The second thing is a cassette that has a quick rundown on how the hotel works. And thirdly is my bell. If you require any assistance, need further supplies, just ring the bell and I will appear. Or for certain times, which I'm not available, the curator will appear.
The curator, you ask?
Oh, yes, a black galaxy man who speaks and with echoes. I believe you have already met, but for now there are literally infinite rooms in this place, and I do not, unfortunately, have an infinite time for you. Believe that or not, so I'll bid you adieu. If you need me, let me know, and it was a pleasure to meet you.
Likewise, you reply. You close the door on Benny Bell and make your way over to the radio where you insert the cassette, and it starts playing.
Welcome to the hotel on the edge of the universe. I am your auditory host, Foxtrot. I reside over the auditory systems of the hotel. and the curator has asked me to make this recording. So for a few things you'll need to know about the hotel. The rooms will shift once per day at a time that is called lights out. It is tracked by the clock on your room card that now should appear now that you have received Benny's gifts. Before this, you were outside of the loop, but going forward, it's going to get strange for you. Lights out happens at 8:39 p.m. every day for 1 hour. Within that time, I would highly advise you to stay inside as to not get displaced from your room, because the amount you go in further changes from cycle to cycle. There are also creatures that roam through this hour who have and will kill people, which also affects the room number. Furthermore, the hotel will not always look the same, but that is something you'll have to learn for yourself. So for now, I am Foxtrot, and I hope you stay safe and enjoy your stay at the hotel on the edge of the universe.
It is the next cycle, and you have yet to open the money sack. It is currently sitting on the kitchen bench inside of your room. Do you pull it out? Open to check what is inside? But first, you pull out your room card. Currently says room 11. So you have gone up one spot over the last day, which is strange. But the recording did say that room changes are at different rates. You take a look at the card further. There is a clock on the bottom corner of it. It is moving automatically. There is also a compass-like symbol on there pointing towards your door. As for if this is a truly infinite space, the numbers will get quite large. So it will be probably easier to track by location proximity to where you are, but you aren't quite sure of that yet. You take out the small bag off the bench and have a look at these pinch pennies. They are small hourglass shaped coins. You see that you have 11 in there for now. Benny did say that you will accrue 1 per cycle of lights out. But what is more curious is, what can you buy with these? Are there shops and services available to you? You are not quite sure as of yet, but only time will tell. You continue to look around your room. There are roughly 4 to 5 days worth of food supplies in here, so that will be a challenge for you to tackle when that happens. So you do not have to worry about that as of yet. There isn't really much to eat. There is some basic staples that look like potatoes of some kind, rice, and spices. Literally just enough to get by, but not to be happy with. If this is all you can eat in this hotel, it is going to feel like a literal torture. And whoever this expansion is, who owns this hotel, is playing a cruel experiment. But you hope that that is not the case. And as there isn't much entertainment in your room as of yet, perhaps that is also something else you can buy. But once again, you do not know as of yet. There is much to be learned about what's going on and what is happening here. But how does one even get to the end of infinity? Not only is that a hypothetical situation, but how will it be if it might be true? So you continue to wonder about that. As time goes by, the next light out happens, and your room number is now room 13. You open the door, and the hallway does in fact look different. There are wooden baseboards with floral wallpapers. black and white tiled floors with a white roof. There are lights that are slowly changing throughout the visual spectrum. The next cycle, your room is room 16. You look out and there are brushed metal walls with glowing trims. And on the roof, there's a divot, holding within one long floating beam of light, humming the hallway floor in a slight blue light. The floor is made out of dark metallic paneling. Then time goes by, and it is the next cycle. Room 19. You look outside, there are sandstone walls carved with geometric patterns. Then there is a stream of water going down the middle of the hallway, covered in glass so you can walk on top of it. Strange, you think to yourself. They weren't wrong. Things are going to get strange. But for you, things are going to get more interesting as time goes by. The next day, you're in room 21, and the hallway is back to its default beige walls, white trims, and dark carpet. There is so much to learn about Expansion's hotel on the edge of the universe. You are starting to get hungry. You have gone through the basic rations of rice, potatoes, and spices that your room started off with. But alas, it's gotten to the time where you need to figure out how to get more food. But you first go through each cupboard just to make sure you haven't missed anything. And you found a rogue potato that rolled underneath the bed one night. That could do a meal. Perhaps nothing beats a good old-fashioned salted potato with butter. So you do that. You cook up the potato, boil it in water, cut it open, salt and butter it, and have it for lunch. It's not much of a lunch, as it is just one potato. But alas, some food is any food, you guess. You follow that by filling up a glass of water, then downing it, then another cup, just to fill your stomach, as you are not quite sure how to get more food. You go back down to lay in your bed just for a bit, to relax, and try not to stress about the situation. You look over and see Benny's box that he gave you a few days ago. Now, you lean over and look in. There's that pouch of pinch pennies, the cassette, and then you see it. Benny's bell. Curiosity gets the best of you. You pick up the bell, put the base in one hand, then dig it with the other. A few moments go by and nothing happens. A few more moments go by, and then there is knocking at your door. You put the bell back in the box. No, you put it on the bench in your kitchen next to your stove. Then make your way over to the front door and open it. The same galaxy-eyed, bright-smiled, red-headed man is standing there in front of you and asks,
How may I help you, stranger?
You explain that you've run out of food and you are wondering if there is any way to get more food in the hotel. He does this smile at you and hands you a small booklet. You take the booklet and open it. This seems to be a booklet that covers the food services of the hotel on the first page. There is an index. A 3-day package, a 7-day package. You turn to the 3-day packages page and have a look. There are packages that just have staple ingredients like rice, potatoes, spice, butter, milk and flour. Then there are ones with just vegetables. Then there are ones just filled with meat. And there are several more pages filled with ingredients that you have no clue what they are. There are a literal infinity of packages on sale in this section. There are literal batteries on sale in this section of the booklet. Do people eat batteries? You aren't sure. You flip back to the first page of the section of the booklet and ask, "May I have the basic meat and vegetable package, please, Benny?"
That isn't an issue at all. That'll be one pinch penny, please, stranger. And you may keep the booklet for future services.
You explain that you have to go to your bedside drawer to grab the money bag. You go there, grab the bag, and hand it over to Benny, who reaches in, takes one of the coins you have not looked at yet, hands you back the bag, alongside a package wrapped in paper, tied with twine. Whatever was in his hand dissolves into his palm as he hands you over the food package.
Is there anything else you need help with? I'm a busy boy. So if that's it, I hope you have a lovely day.
You thank him for his services and close the door. Walking over to the kitchen, you unpack your basic food. It looks like some form of red meat, carrots, peppers, onions, potatoes, and tomatoes. Easy enough to stir-fry cook, whatever your heart desires, in the next 3 days at least. So today, you learnt, well, a little bit about how things work on the hotel on the edge of the universe. You finish putting away the meat and vegetables you got off Benny, then go back to your bed to just relax for a bit longer. Some time goes by and you look at your room card to check the time. It is around 6 p.m. You get up and go to the kitchen. You take out what you can only assume is some sort of kettle, some of the vegetables and fruits, and some butter and spices. You turn on the stove hob, put the pot on the stove, put in a little bit of butter, and start sweating off some of the onions and garlics. You wait until the onions are clear before you remove them and put them aside. Then you go chop up the meat into smaller pieces and sear them off. Then you chop up the tomatoes, carrots, potatoes, place them in the pot with about 2 liters of water alongside the onion and garlic mixture from before, and let it simmer. Over the next hour or so, you are just seasoning and letting it slowly boil, as a good stew will take a few hours at least, and you know you can't go outside to do your walk up and down the corridor like you usually do until lights out later tonight, as there is not enough time currently. At 7:39 p.m., an hour before lights out, there is a knock at the door. You open the door. The smell of the stew runs into the hallway, but before you is the curator. Galaxy featureless. You look behind him into the hallway and see every single door has a version of the curator. In his hand, he is holding a laundry basket. It is empty. You ask, "Do you want my laundry?" Laundry. You say okay, and you ask him further. Bedding, clothes, towels? Bedding. You say okay. Does this cost? You ask. Cost. How many pinch pennies? Pinch penny. It seemed he cut off the pluralization of pinch pennies that you just said to make it singular, so you only assume that it is one pinch penny. You go to your money bag and grab one pinch penny and place it in the basket alongside the betting and say thank you. And you ask anything else? Clothes. Towels. This is the first time he used your words, but not in a linear sentence. He took them from the previous questions you have asked him. Interesting, you think? You go grab your towels and put them in the basket. You are curious. You only have one set of clothes, so if you give them over to the curator, what do you wear? And you ask the curator. These are my clothes, so if I give them to you, what do I wear? Wear these. You blink, and on the floor in front of you are 3 sets of clothing identical to the ones that you are currently wearing. Are these included within that pinch penny price? Included within. You don't mind if I get change out of these ones I'm wearing first and give you these? Don't mind. Thank you, curator. Just give me one moment. One moment. You shut the door and get change out of the clothes that you are currently wearing into one of the echo sets that the curator has given you. You open the door, placing the dirty set in the laundry basket. That is everything, you think. Anything else you need, curator? That is everything. Thank you until next time. Until next time. Thank you for listening to Chapter 1 of The Hotel on the Edge of the Universe, written and produced by Dalphin Goodacre for Void Limpers. If you want to join the discussion, please go over to our Discord, where you may suggest things, objects, people, even plot lines that may influence the stranger's journey through the hotel. With that being said, thank you again and see you soon.